Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We're going to be doing a new horizon reading for the sign of Gemini. So we're going to be taking a look at what you're leaving behind, where you are currently, what your hopes and fears are, and where you're going. All right, so what's coming up on the horizon for you. So let's take a look at the cards to see where you stand currently. All right, Gemini. So currently, you have received some type of insight or illumination about a situation in which maybe you made some bad investments and you were going off of feelings and what you thought was going to yield you a good return, but you found out that maybe your feelings deceived you or you were not reading them correctly. And so it's led to you sowing some bad seed. And the harvest that's coming up from that was something that it came up, but it left just as quickly as it came. And so I feel like you're at a place where you have made the decision that you want to be more mindful about what you buy into or what you put your time into, what you invest in. I feel like you're, really going within to try to figure out how you got to this space in the first place, trying to find shelter within. And I feel like, you were expecting a miracle. You were hoping that, something would really take root and be this wonderful thing. But I feel like it was based on something that was unfounded. So, I don't want to say that it's gullibility or even naivete. It could have really just been a sense of, there was a dream that was had and there was something that you wanted to manifest, and it did not come out that way because I'm picking up like bad egg. It was a bad egg. So that it just didn't work out for that reason. All right, but currently you're going within, you're taking some time to kind of figure out what your personal values are, what it is that you really want. And I feel like you're just trying to sort through all of that so that as you go into the decision-making process in the future, you don't make those same types of mistakes. All right, so let's take a look at what it is that you're actually leaving behind. All right, so with the Queen of Swords here, along with these other cards, it really feels as if what you're leaving behind is this inclination to not judge things properly. So the Queen of Swords for me is, an individual, male or female, who is able to have things presented to her. She's in a place of authority, a very royal position, seated on a throne. And I can just imagine subjects coming to her and bringing petitions, and with the hand raised, it's like she's beckoning people forward, but she has a sword in the other hand. And so for me, that's like the mind, like being able to cut through nonsense and remove that. And I feel like what you're leaving behind is your inclination to not do that. So this is trusting in things that may not necessarily make sense, out of this idealism that you have about what you want, what you saw as perfection in your life, and taking these divinely guided chances, or what you felt like were divinely guided, and kind of jumping into things without really grounding yourself to see where is this coming from. Because I don't feel like, although you may have seen it as being a divinely guided chance, I feel like it was a guided chance, but it wasn't coming from your higher source. It was coming from an energy that was not grounded. And so you were taking these risks and doing these things that were not going to lead you into the fertile fields that you were believing that they were going to. Right? I'm saying with this begin now, take your first step and following your intuition and just kind of going forward, that there may have been a disconnect, and this kind of ties in with the other cards that we said, a disconnect between what your feelings are versus what you're being intuitively guided to do. Because if we're feelings-based and we're emotions-based, we can follow those things and they're very fleeting, and it depends on what's going on in the moment, and it depends on what kind of chemicals we have raging through our bodies. It depends on how we are connecting with certain situations and things, but it may not be an accurate picture of what it is that's going to serve your best interest. So I feel as if that's what you're trying to leave behind here. All right, so let's take a look at what your fears are as you are moving forward. All right, so these cards came out in a very interesting way. So it feels like what your fears are first, it could be you may have a fear of losing a home. There might be something going on with your living arrangement, and it seems like you're also afraid that you're not going to be able to defend something. So it could be that you're trying to defend a home that you have, or you may be afraid that you have not defended your home or defended your space, because you just kind of allowed yourself to kind of go with whatever felt a certain way. So there may be things in your environment or in your situation that you need to declutter and remove, but you are afraid to remove that because there's a lot of effort that comes into that. And so with this clearing the past and healing the present, there's like a sense of not wanting to have to deal with the past. I feel like there may be individuals around you who are trying to offer you guidance or trying to teach you something, or maybe even your guides or ancestors that are trying to speak to you, or whatever your higher power is. And you're really just afraid to hear what they have to say because you know that it would just be very hurtful and painful to have to listen to the reality of what's being said, because I feel you were so disconnected from your actual source or from source energy that it would just be overwhelming to actually have to stand or sit in that energy of what you allowed to get past you with this Queen of Swords energy of what you're walking away from. So remember, we said that what you're walking away from is this energy of not properly judging situations, opportunities, and things that present themselves to you because of this highly idealized energy that you had, and not being able to see, the forest for the trees, or actually this would go the other way around. Like you couldn't see the trees for the forest. Like there's this bigger picture, but you're not able to see, like, how does this actually pan out? Does this flow? Am I just going to jump into this and does it make sense? I mean, I feel like there may also be some fear of secrets coming out. So there could also be this could be an actual secret or something that you're hiding, or it could just be hidden knowledge within yourself, which is just your own higher self speaking to you and giving you guidance, like your own conscience. And if you weren't listening to it, I feel like it's backed up in there's so much that wants to come out, even with this declutter card, it's your soul wants to download and release all this information that's been pent up because of the ignoring of it over time. And I feel like that could be very overwhelming currently right now. All right, so let's take a look at what your hopes are as you move forward. All right, so with these cards, I feel like moving forward, your hope is that you're able to receive some healing. You are trying to connect to your higher source after spending so much time not being connected and deeply rooted into your own soul. I feel like you are wanting to get grounded and connect with that so that you can actually get your dreams from the real space, a sacred space, a true space for you about what it is that you actually want. I'm also picking up that, like, you may, with the energy of these other cards, you may have even had some embarrassment about what may have happened in whatever the situation was before, because with the Six of Wands in reverse, I feel like you don't want to be recognized. Your hope is that people don't look at you, that people, forget about you, that they don't pay attention, depending on how this played out. And so you might be wanting to just, just kind of disappear for a bit so that you can kind of reconnect and do your own healing and get yourself in alignment with your higher power and your true values so that you can manifest dreams of abundance. You want to get the big picture so that you can actually have dreams you can believe in that can actually come to pass in a way that is fortuitous to you. All right. So let's take a look at what it is that you are going to be walking into on this new horizon. All right. So what's coming up on the horizon for you is, I feel this energy with the Two of Wands in reverse of just feeling like you're ready to just start a new thing. Like you want to leave everything behind and just kind of go off, start over. I'm feeling like this energy of like reinvention. So reinventing the persona. So if you feel as if your experience that you had in the past was something that you kind of wanted to hide and not be seen for, I feel like you want to start fresh somewhere new. You're wanting to go into a new place, a new energy, where everybody doesn't know your name, so that you can make the name that you feel will be more reflective of this new you that you are wanting to be. So I feel like you're wanting to let the old you die with this visions of life beyond death and be birthed into this new thing. But I feel like you might feel as if you can't do that in your current circumstances and in your current environment, particularly if there was some judgment or whatever the case on you. So I feel like you're reflecting on this and you're trying to, align your heart and soul together so that you can step into your personal power. All right. And as you do that, I think you want to give to and connect with people and organizations that are spiritually supportive and inspirational to you. I think that you're hoping that you can find proper relationships and connections with people that are going to be fulfilling to the soul as opposed to depleting, so that you can start to manifest dreams or create things that are actually going to be serving you at a higher level, and it's not going to be toxic in nature or not work out or be a barren tree. You're not going to be planting seeds that don't bear fruit or have bad eggs, those types of things. All right. So, Gemini, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. Until the next video, bye-bye.